Hello friends, how are you doing? This is part 2 of Industrial Relations and Labor Laws by Exambe, and let's quickly start. Right. So the first point is Amendment to Maternity Benefits Act 1961. We had already discussed this in one of our previous slides, but there are certain amendments which I did not discuss. Right. So maternity benefits increased from 12 weeks to 26 weeks for mothers having two surviving children. For mothers having two surviving children. Okay. 12-week benefits for mothers having three children. This is family planning, right? So if you have less children, you get more benefit. 12 weeks to adopting mothers. If you adopt a child, okay, or if you adopt a child from some orphanage or from some of your relative, you will get 12 weeks of maternity benefits. And creche facility is made mandatory for all the factories, all the companies, all the offices having more than 50 employees, okay, for your children. And work from home facility is also, it's facilitated in certain cases. The second point is Unorganized Workers Social Security Act. This act was passed in 2008. Okay, this act is all about this the welfare schemes in areas of certain areas were identified, okay, for unorganized workers. Life and disability cover. The first one is life and disability cover. If if one gets disabled or some accident or something during working, okay, so there are certain schemes which cover this point. Life insurance, for insurance, okay, for some lump sum benefits after he gets old. Then we have health and maternity benefits. Health is a primary factor. It is included in sustainable development goals also. It was there in millennium development goals also. So this is one of the primary factors. So there are schemes related to health, betterment of health, and maternity benefits, obviously. Then old age protection. Old age protection means the pension scheme, or some lump sum like provident fund scheme, or health benefits during old age. So these kind of schemes, right? So let's see which are the various schemes which were scheduled under this act, and most of the schemes, they are already operational. Okay, so number one is Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme, as the name suggests. This is for old age pension. Okay, a question may come, which of the following scheme comes under Unorganized Workers Social Security Act? Okay, or which of the following schemes is developed for organized workers? Okay, according to this act. So these are important. Janani Suraksha Yojana for maternity benefit. Okay, Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana. These are for insurance. Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, health insurance. Okay, Atal Pension Yojana for pension. We have already discussed this. Prime Minister Jeevan Bima Yojana for for this life insurance. Okay, and Suraksha Bima Yojana for health insurance. Then we have certain categories covered, special categories, like for handlooms they've covered. So they've passed a comprehensive welfare scheme. So there are certain provisions for handloom workers. Then for handicraft artisans, okay, handicrafts are very famous in India, but they are being suffered due to the market shift. Okay, now the companies or the Chinese products, they started replacing the handicraft products, because handicrafts, they it need a great skill to make these products. So they must be, they should not come at a cheap price, but Chinese companies and all, they are threatening these handicraft artisans. So therefore a comprehensive welfare scheme. National scheme for welfare of fishermen and training and extension. Fisheries is a very important you know this employment, very important occupation in the coastal areas as also, and in inland areas also, right? So there is a scheme for the betterment and for the protection of interests of fishermen. Okay, Then we have another point, Niti Aayog. This point is about Niti Aayog. It has rolled out a performance on health outcomes index. Okay, this is the performance of on health outcomes index. This is to rank states on performance. Okay, states performance on measurable health indicators, right? जो भी आप indicators को measure कर सकते, like mortality rate, maternal mortality rate, okay, natal mortality rate, okay, childbirth, okay, and there are certain diseases उनका जो we are running several schemes to prevent them. So there are certain statistics which can be measured and states will be ranked according to them. Okay, so the question may come, who has rolled out this scheme, or Niti Aayog has rolled out certain scheme recently, what is the name? So the objective is to inculcate the feeling of competitiveness with different states, and it will improve health outcomes in states. A social indicator is a health indicator of states, and it provides health security. Then we have PM Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. It is an amnesty scheme. Amnesty means we are forgiving for the black money holders. Okay, this is an income declaration scheme for unaccounted wealth. Okay, you have to declare unaccounted wealth if you have any, and avoid prosecution. So this is the option. This is the benefit of this scheme. Pay 50% of the unaccounted wealth. How? 30% tax on total income, 10% penalty above that, and 33% Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan cess. This is you can say this is cess. Okay, so this is the whole scenario to provide. And why Garib Kalyan Yojana? Because PM or government has decided to put this fund for welfare schemes, right? So that means in a way you are doing a good deed. Additional 25% of the income to be invested in a non-interest bearing scheme, okay, in a bank, okay, and it will be refunded only after 4 years. So 4 years it is locked. So this is another thing. And what is there, आप अपना सिर्फ कैश, ओके, और जो आपके बैंक डिपॉजिट्स हैं वही आप इसमें जमा करा सकते हो. यू कैन डिपॉजिट ओनली कैश एंड योर बैंक डिपॉजिट्स. नो ज्वेलरी, नो stocks, immovable property, nothing will be accepted. Okay, so this is one point. Then we have PM Ujjwala Yojana, LPG connection to women of BPL families. Okay, just you have to remember this fact, and this is by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Who is the Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas? Dharmendra Pradhan, right? Then this is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Grameen Kaushalya Yojana. Kaushalya is skill development for rural youth. Okay, they are targeting youth. Youth is 15 to 35 and 45 years for SC/STs. Okay, and this scheme is by Ministry of Rural Development. Now these are various industrial laws and acts. Okay, these are various industrial laws and acts related to wages. Then we have social security. Then we have for child and women level. So we'll go one by one. For wages, we have Payment of Wages Act 1936. Years are important. You have to remember the years. That's it, right? Payment of Wages Act, we know that if you are working for someone, you have to pay the wages. If somebody is working for me, I have to pay the wages. That's it. Minimum Wages Act, the minimum wages are to be paid for organized and unorganized workers. This is it. Okay, so if a question comes, you can make it out what the act is all about, right? And or year may come, or it may come what is the objective of Minimum Wages Act. So you can say Payment of Bonus Act, year is important. Everybody know what bonus is. Employees Compensation Act, same. Employees will be compensated if there is an accident when they are on job. Okay, Employee State Insurance Scheme, insurance for employees. Employee PF and Miscellaneous Act 1952. Okay, this is for Provident Fund. Gratuity Act. Then employers liability. What is the liability of employers? To provide a good working condition for all its employees. Okay, not dangerous working conditions. So this is it. Then we have child and women labor. Child and women labor, 1986 Child Labor Act. Equal remuneration for men and women, 1976. This is one. Then Mines Act. Then we have Factories Act and Dock Workers Safety and Health Act. Who are dock workers? Workers who are working on port. Okay, then we have Industrial Relations Trade Unions Act. You can form trade unions, and what are your responsibilities? What are the responsibilities? What are the rights of trade unions? What are the various functions of trade unions? How to utilize the funds of trade unions? Then we have an Amendment Act and Industrial Disputes Act. If you have a dispute between employer and unions, how to solve the dispute? Through negotiations, right? And industrial employment, the employer has to sign under undertaking that these are the facilities I will be giving, these are the conditions of employment I will be providing to my employees. Okay, then we have Employment Exchanges Act. Like, employment exchanges will be opened throughout to, and notification will be provided in case of vacancies, as is the case when we have any new vacancies notified, we have the advertisement in newspaper. Okay, this is it. So this is for this video. Please remember the years, make your notes if you want to. Okay, and a big thanks to remain stick with me. Okay guys, okay, bye bye and all the very best.